guys, so by the title of the video, you guys can obviously tell this video is going to be about periods. And if you guys want to know why I was gone, all that shebang, why the videos are off my channel, you guys can just look in the video down below. I was going to incorporate it in the beginning of this and just like put a annotation, but I don't want to do that. So you guys can just click down below and I'll have this little video that's unlisted that you can just like watch, and all the information's there. But basically this video is going to be about periods, and I have a whole range of topics that I'm just going to be covering through, like materials, before your period, after your period, just like everything. So if I don't touch base on any topics you guys were like wondering about, just call them, wait, what am I saying? No, bye. Just write them down below and I will try to do it in another video. If there's like a whole bunch of topics that I didn't cover, I'll try to do it in another video, or I'll just comment. So yeah, and we shall get started. I'm not doing this video out of the random. A lot of people actually requested it, so I was just like, why not? And before I talked about periods, I was just like saying it as like a thing in my video, and someone was like, you should do a period video, but I was like, I don't have my period. But now that I do, I might as well just talk about it. So yeah. So the first thing is, what is a period? If you're here, you most likely know what a period is, but if you don't and you're younger, just looking on the internet and you find this video, a period is, okay, I'm not a doctor or anything, so I can't really explain it in the medical terms. I'll just explain it how I learned it in school. So basically, it's like a woman has a uterus and there's like fallopian tubes, and basically that's where like the babies start. And so like you can get your period from any time from 8 to 16. And if you still don't have your period by 16 through 18, then you should consult a doctor, because that's not normal. But you can get your period from any time from 8 until that age. And basically, usually this happens during puberty, so yeah. But basically what happens is the eggs like go into this lining or something, and basically if it doesn't get fertilized when you have sex, then basically it just comes down and it's your period, and it's basically when you just bleed out of your vajayjay. So this all happens during puberty, and if you don't know what puberty is, it's just when you're transitioning. So it's like you were a kid and then you're like turning into like a teenager, and then you turn to adult. Your body's technically an adult when you're going through puberty, like when you finish puberty, but it's like your organs and things mature, but you're not like technically mature yourself. It's just your body is, not you. Well, you can be, but yeah. So if you haven't had your period yet, you're probably wondering like, how will I know, whatever. So basically there's like a lot of different signs. It varies from person to person. So one of the main signs, actually I'll start from the littler ones and then get to the big one. So you'll get acne. A lot of people have acne. I have acne. So you'll have acne for most of your teenager life. It's not just like before your period. It happens before your period, after your period, during your period. It just happens whenever, like, unless you have really, really good skin. But most of us get acne, so you'll experience acne. You'll also experience your boobs getting bigger. It doesn't have to be like whose boobs are big? It doesn't have to be like Kim Kardashian, but like they'll get a little bit bigger before your period. They might even get like double D's before your period. It all depends on person to person, but honestly I don't really have that big of boobs, and I didn't when I had my period, so yeah. But yeah, and the main sign is when you start to get discharge. So discharge is basically like a white substance that comes from your vajayjay, and so the white substance is basically your vajayjay just cleaning itself out before your period, so you can get everything all nice and tidy. I always do hand movements, but it gets everything all nice and tidy before your period, just so it can clean everything out. And it can happen from at least 3 years before your period. It all depends, and some people don't even have it. So if you don't have it and you get your period, there's nothing wrong with you. It just like all depends from person to person. Like these are just my experiences and what I learned in school, what I learned from my mom, just what I've learned in general. So if some of these things don't happen, then it's totally normal, but your boobs should grow and you should probably get acne here and there. So yeah, those are the only things that kind of should happen, but if you don't get discharge, it's totally normal. But when your period does start, you will get discharge in between your periods, so that should happen, but you don't necessarily have to get it before your period. So for discharge, you can use panty liners, and I have 2 different panty liners here, but these ones are regular ones and these ones are the thin ones. I like the thin ones for discharge, and then these ones for light days, which I'll talk about later. But these ones, they're really, really thin. They're by Kotex. I like these ones because they're colorful and they have like different designs, and yeah, but they're like super, super thin, and yeah, they're like paper thin. So yeah, and you don't really need them to be like thick like a pad because discharge doesn't come out like regular blood. It's just like really thin, and it's just minimal. So you don't really need like a thick pad or anything. You just need a really tiny penile. So another sign that you're getting your period soon is that you start to get hair, and this is another big one as well. But a lot of people may have hair way before their period. Like I know my friend had hair in like the 3rd grade, but I don't think you can get your period in 3rd grade because I don't even know how old you are in the 3rd grade. But anyway, yeah, so you start to get hair, and you get hair mostly in your pubic area. That's like the big sign, I guess, and that's near your vajayjay. And then you start to get hair in your armpit, and I know a lot of people who had hair like in like 2nd grade in their armpit. And then you also get hair on your arms and on your legs. You already have hair on your arms and your legs, but it may become more rapidly growing. Is that even correct grammar? I don't know. It might grow faster, or it might be more coarse, or it all depends from person to person. But the main sign about the hair is it starts to grow in your vaginal area. And yeah, so before your period, after you've had it at least once, or even your first one, you should experience some different things. Some things I don't experience, but it happens. It all depends. So some people experience acne before and during their period. So yeah, and then some people experience PMS, which is post-menstrual syndrome. It is basically where your hormones just go crazy. You might be hormonally all over the place. Cravings, you'll get like hungry for a lot of things. I just eat really weird things during my period. Like I'll eat noodles, like ramen noodles, but I won't even make them. I'll just eat them like how they are because they taste really good. But you'll have a lot of cravings, and then a lot of people have cramping, in their belly area. That's usually where you get cramping, obviously. And then like back problems, not back problems, but back pains. It all depends. A lot of people experience a lot of different things, but those are the main ones that people get. They also get headaches and stuff, and swelling of different areas like their feet and stuff. But I honestly don't experience any of those. I get acne, but I just have acne all the time. So basically, like a period for me is just like another day, but I'm just bleeding. So yeah, having your period doesn't hurt, if you're wondering, because I forgot to address that when I was talking about before your period. It doesn't hurt like when it's just happening, but like the side effects can hurt. Like I've had cramping once, only once. It doesn't happen any other time, but that does hurt. But like the side effects hurt, but not like the actual period happening itself. So periods come in different frequencies, which is like the heaviness. I couldn't even get it out because my braces wouldn't allow me to, but that was a lot. Okay, they come in different frequencies, and they come in different times, like not different times, but like different lengths. But the main length is from 4 to 7, 6 days. Mine usually lasts for about 6 days, and for most of my period, it's a heavy period. But basically, you can get a light period, a medium period, a regular medium, or a heavy period. And for light days, or even before your period, you should get spotting. And for like the panty liners, I use, you know how I talked about these ones. These are like the thin ones, but these ones are a little bit thicker. I'll show you these in comparison. But these ones are also by Kotex, and these ones are a lot thicker. This one for like really light days, which are like the beginning and end of your period, and then I use these ones for spotting or discharge. But I usually don't use this for spotting because I use these ones because these ones are just a little bit more reliable. So yeah, so there are a whole bunch of different supplies people use for their periods, and the main ones I believe are pads and tampons. But then there's like a whole bunch of different genres of like other things. Like there's like menstrual cups that I've heard about, and that's like the only other one I've heard about, but I'm pretty sure there's more. I tried to think, but I think that's the only other one I've heard about. But yeah, so the main ones are pads and tampons, and I'll show you what those look like. I just need to go get them, but I'm basically going to explain them first. And actually, I'll just put a picture here. So yeah, so basically a pad, actually I have a pad, wait. So I have a pad right here, and it's open just because I opened it like over there when I was getting it, but then I was like, maybe I should show them how it opens. So yeah, so this is a pad, and they come in a different variety of colors and wrappers and brands and everything. Most of them are wrapped like this, like they're like just closed like a package of cheese and you just open it, but some are like packaged differently. So this is the common pad, and this is from the brand Always. So basically they're like folded in the middle, if you can't see, and basically you open one side and open the other side, and this is what it looks like. And it's like this long napkin type thing, and you can get them in a different variety of absorbencies, which is like if you have like a light period day, you can get a light absorbency, medium period day, mediums. I don't think they have medium. I think it's just regular. And then if you have a really heavy period, you can get heavy. So yeah, and I don't know what this is. This is my mom's pad. Yeah, she didn't obviously use it or anything. It was yeah, okay, but it looks like this, and from what I know, the middle right here is where it's the most absorbable. I don't know. I'm just gonna use that word. So this is where it absorbs the most of your blood during your period, and then this is just if it goes around, and yeah, so it goes in your underwear. A lot of people are confused because my friend, before she got her period, she thought it went like under your underwear. I'm like, that makes no sense. It makes no sense, okay? You know who you are. So I was going to show you guys as if this thing was the underwear. Well, maybe I still should. I'll still demonstrate it here, but I'll also put photos that I find online on how to do it. Not of an actual person naked, but just like in underwear. So basically, your underwear is like this. There's like this bottom part that goes like this, and that's where your JJ goes, and then there's like the other part that someone's texting me. There's this other part that goes on around your hips. So say you're just sitting and this is where your underwear are. Okay, I'm back. People just keep coming and it's really awkward. So, okay, so this is your underwear right here. And yeah, so basically you're going to put your pad, okay, so your pad has this sticky adhesive material on the back. All pads should have that, and if it doesn't, then get a new pad because it won't stay on your underwear. So this is your underwear, and you're basically just going to put it in your underwear, literally like this. And as you like bleed, it'll just come in here. And when it gets more filled up, you are going to like take it off your pad, you're going to rip it off. And then you're going to roll it up like this. I usually roll it up. Some people just fold it like it wasn't a triangle like this. I mean, this is not a triangle. Some people just fold it back up like this, but I roll it so that it stays securely. And then you want to wrap it in toilet paper, and then you want to throw it in the trash. Do not throw it in the toilet because it will get clogged, and it will be embarrassing when it just pops out of nowhere, because that's no. So please throw it in the trash if you want to save yourself some embarrassment. Also, some people, if they don't have toilet paper, if they don't want to do with toilet paper, they just wrap it like this and they just throw it in the trash. But it all depends. For me, I always have to wrap it in some layer of toilet paper so nobody knows what it is. But sometimes I even wrap it like this and just put toilet paper over it. But it all depends on what you want to do. So yeah. Okay, so the next thing is tampons, and this is the thing that I have right now. My mom doesn't want me using tampons, but she doesn't watch my videos, so I use them, so don't tell her, so yeah. But basically, these are tampons, and these are wait, no, I lied. Okay, these are Playtex Sport, and yeah, so these just come with regular and super. There's different absorbencies. There's light, super, and regular, but this one just has regular and super, and my sister uses these, and I just steal them occasionally because my mom doesn't want me using them, but they're actually really, really helpful if you have like a heavy flow or anything like that, so yes, I'm just spilling all my secrets. So yeah, so yes. So this is what a tampon looks like, and you're probably like, what is this creature? Basically, some of them you open them different ways, but just make sure you're not popping. I'll show you later. Okay, but there's like these little things, these little teeth-looking things. Okay. So there's little teeth-looking things, and there's like this perforated line, and you just want to rip down. And then when you rip down, you should be able to get it out. So this is what it looks like. And it has this little string at the bottom, and then it has this little thing, and then it has this little thing. I keep saying thing, I really don't know how to explain anything, but yeah, and you want to make sure that there's like a little cotton thing in here. You want to make sure that's in there, and you want to make sure the string's hanging out the end. And also, I'm talking so fast, but they come in a whole bunch of different variety of materials. The little thing can be cotton. I think it can only be cotton. I lied to you guys. But this thing right here, the applicator thing, it can come in plastic, cardboard, and I think those are the only ones, but there may be more, I don't know. But we shall get into the application process. So this is your vajayjay. Most of them are oval. I don't even know if it's oval, but yeah. So the biggest tip is to use a mirror, because you don't want to like keep poking and just like, no. Nobody's watching you, just use a mirror. It might be a little uncomfortable for you guys to hear. It's even uncomfortable for me to say. But use a mirror, because it will be your biggest help in applying this thing, because this is a lifesaver, and it will be your biggest, it's my biggest tip, and it's your biggest help. So if you don't know what you're doing, and if you don't get it, then just use a mirror, because how are you going to put something in your body when you don't know where your body parts are? So this is the vagina. I mean, well, wait, no. So this is the vajayjay, and a lot of people say it's like at an angle, so it's like tilted upwards. So you always want to put it in at an angle like that. But basically, there's this little thing right here. Usually, there's like this little thing for you to hold your finger. Okay. So you want to put your fingers here, and then it doesn't hurt, by the way, unless you're doing it the wrong way. And you know, make sure you get it all the way in, because the first time I did it was kind of weird. It was like. So you want to get all the way in to make sure that it doesn't feel uncomfortable or anything. So you want to hold it at an angle, and you just want to stick it all the way in until it's like right there. You don't want to let go like I did. I'm just trying to show you guys. Okay, this is okay if it comes out, as long as you can put this back in. I'll show you. All you guys have to do is just put it through here. I'll put it in fast motion. And then you want to make sure it comes out through the bottom. But if this little thing right here, that's out of here, then that's not really okay. But if you are able to put it back in there, it might be a little bit damaged, but for the most part, you don't want to use it. But if you can get it back in, if you have nothing else to use, then I guess it's fine, but I'm not a doctor, so yeah. And then you would just want to push it in there. And then it should be in your vajayjay by that time, and you just want to pull this out. And then you want to wrap this in tissue paper and discard it in the trash. You don't necessarily have to wrap it in tissue paper, but if you don't want anybody to know what it is, then yeah. But this should be in your vajayjay. It doesn't hurt or anything. It just hangs, and then when it's time to take it out, which you only want to keep it in for up to 8 hours, because you can also get a thing called toxic shock syndrome, which is like a disease, and it can be fatal. So it's not a disease, it's a syndrome, obviously, but it can be fatal, so you don't want to leave it in for longer than that. But I think it happens, like, it's supposed to happen over consecutive times, but you don't want to take any chances. So take it out before 8 hours. I usually take mine out at 6 or at least 7, so I don't want anybody dying. So yeah, and then you just pull it out, and if it's not completely soaked, it might hurt a little bit, but you just want to relax and it should come out. And yeah, so those are the 2 demonstrations, and those are the only 2 like resources that I use. But the only other one I know of is the menstrual cup, and I don't really know what that is. Well, it's just a cup, and I don't really understand it, so you guys can just look that up on your own. And yeah, so the last topic that I wanted to talk about was having your period in school, having period accidents, what to do, how to clean it up, how to deal with the situation. So most likely you're having your period during school, because school occurs most of the time in our lives, like if you want to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. So it's never really happened to me before that a teacher wouldn't let me go to the bathroom at all, and it's never really happened where I was in a rush to change anything. But if your teacher is being stubborn and won't let you go, then just go up and tell them. I guess like that's the only option. It's not like you can't just run out your class, because you will get a bad grade, obviously. So just go up to your teacher and say, oh, I have an emergency, or oh, it's a girl thing, or oh, it's my monthly thing. Or the teacher will pretty much understand and let you go, because they're not just going to let you bleed in class. Well, they might, I don't know, but it's never really happened to me. But I'm pretty sure your teacher will understand what you're talking about and will be understanding about the situation once you tell them what's going on. Also, the same goes for if you have to go to the nurse. I'm pretty sure if you have to go to the nurse in general, the teacher will let you go, because they're not just going to let you suffer in class, like I said before. So yeah, just tell the teacher, if you have to go to the nurse, just say like, okay, so I had to go to the nurse once, and I just stuttered like 5 seconds ago, but I had to go to the nurse once, and it was because of my period, but I didn't want to tell the teacher, because they're so nosy. They're like, what do you have to go to the nurse for? I'm just like, oh, I have a headache. Oh, so if you don't actually want to tell them, you can just say, oh, it's a headache, oh, my stomach hurts, and then like, you can just go to the nurse. But yeah, so now I'm going to be talking about period accidents in public, and I feel like they're not as embarrassing as having them in school, but in school we have gym lockers, and maybe I should talk about school first, so I'm gonna switch it to school. So we have gym lockers, and we keep our clothing in our gym lockers. I'm going to 9th grade, so I really don't know what's gonna happen there, but in 8th grade I had gym lockers, and we kept our gym clothes in there, but I also kept an extra spare of clothes in case I need them or my friend needed them, and my friend actually needed them once, so yeah. But you just want to keep an extra pair of clothes. You don't have to keep them there all year long, but during your period you might want to bring it or bring it in your bag. It all depends. You can keep it in your locker, bring it in your bag, put it in your gym locker. You can even, like, I don't know, I really don't. But yeah. Also, your nurse should have an extra pair of clothes. I'm not positive, not all schools may do that, but my school, my nurse had like extra clothes. And also we have a lost and found in our school, but I'm not sure anybody was actually desperate enough to do it. But if you have an accident, you could also go to the lost and found and get some pair of pants. but I don't think anybody actually did that, and I don't think anybody really wants to. So just be sure to bring an extra pair of clothes if it happens at school and in public. It shouldn't be that embarrassing. Well, it might be a little bit embarrassing, but you can always bring a sweat. Like when you're in a period, always bring a sweater, because you can always tie it around your waist to cover your pants. And yeah, and if you carry around a bag, bring extra pants. You don't need to bring an extra shirt, obviously. Just bring extra pants and bring lots of pads, and if you use tampons, bring lots of tampons as well. So now a lot of people lose a lot of underwear to their period and a lot of clothes, but I actually found a solution that actually works for me. You could just put it in the washing machine. It could get off, but maybe they're a little bit stubborn. So I use Shout, and I'll go get it in a second. But I use Shout, and you just spray it on the area, and then you just put it in the washing machine, and it pretty much works every time for me. I can't just put it in the washing machine because you'll see like the faint little stain, but if you put on Shout, it'll be pretty much gone. You can't even see it. So I'm going to just show you what it looks like. I'm going to look at it so I can show you guys. This is what it looks like. It's really inexpensive, and my mom got this from CVS. It's only like $4, and it's really inexpensive. It really works well. I think there's like different actions, because this one says triple action, so maybe there's double action, just action, I don't know. But this works really well. So you just want to spray it on the blood area especially, or you can just spray it in general, but I really recommend, if you can spray it anywhere, just spray it on the blood area. It doesn't have to be completely drenched, but just spray it a couple of times on the inside, and the outside would be better. And then you just throw it in the washing machine for however long your washing machine goes, and your stain should be out, and you can salvage your underwear and your clothing. So that was my period advice video. I don't know if I'm going to name it like all about periods, periods 101, or just periods, I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it really like helped you guys out, and tell me if you want any more advice videos, or if I didn't touch on a subject about periods or like puberty that you guys want to know about, then just comment it down below. I'm kind of whispering because I feel like there's people lurking. But if you want to know anything about periods, puberty, more advice videos, or anything, just comment down below, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Some people requested this. Like I said before, I'm not just doing it out of the blue because it's kind of weird. But yeah, I hope it helped you guys, and yes, have a great day. Bye!